These are all things that I feel like people would be jealous of me for. Seeing this trend go around on social media, and I think it's so funny, but also a way of showing gratitude. Sounds super negative the way that the trend is said. I feel like acknowledging the things that you have that you feel like other people will be jealous of you for shows a lot of gratitude for what you have. First thing is I've grown up seeing a God-centered, healthy marriage from my parents. My parents are still married. They've been married for like over 20 years now. I more than likely will never know what it's like to have divorced parents, let alone how that would have affected my childhood, and for that I am so grateful. I have seen what true God-centered and Christ-like love really is. Has that made dating harder? Yes, but I'm so thankful that I saw that example. And the next thing you can see in this video, I have natural freckles anytime I'm in the sun. As soon as I get a tan, I literally get all these natural freckles from the sun. This one I'm super thankful for. I do not have to rely on any daily medication for any type of like mental health issue. Not to say that I've never struggled with feelings of depression or anxiety, but I've never been on a daily medication for any type of anything. I do have migraine meds, and I might be exploring going on a daily medication for prevention, but like I'm so thankful that it's nothing more serious. And that I'm super thankful for is I do not have daddy or mommy issues. I have a great relationship with both of my parents. I feel like that's something that a lot of people would like take for granted, but I know so many people who struggle with a relationship with one of their parents or both of their parents, and they're not on good terms, and I'm so thankful I've never experienced that. This I feel like a lot of people would be jealous over, but school has never really been hard for me. Obviously I've had hard classes. I was never good at math, but like for the most part, school is not something I ever struggled with or had to worry about. Also, to go along with that, my parents were never ever really on me about school. Like set a certain expectation that I would do well and I would excel in school, but they were never ever really like on my tail about grades. Some of that has to do with the fact that like I didn't give them a reason to be on my tail about grades. It's just because school was pretty naturally easy for me. This is something that I know people have been jealous of me for, because people would always say this to me. My parents still pay for my gas, my rent, and my food, and they very rarely told me no, like if I asked for something that I wanted. Plus it was just absolutely ridiculous. But a lot of people don't understand. Number one, I just have really amazing, very kind, giving, and blessed parents. I'm absolutely so blessed to have them as my parents. However, there was always a social construct of the fact that they do these things in return expecting a certain behavior and certain standards, like performance in sports, school, and just like a social life in general. I was always fully aware of the fact that there are parents who expect very high standards from their kids and do nothing for them, and my parents are the total opposite. To this day, they pay for my gas, my rent, and my food. I won't actually have to start paying that until sometime next year when I graduate. When I know a lot of people would also be jealous of, I was never required to have a job. My parents never came to me once and said, you need to go get a job. And kind of tying into the last one, money was always taken care of. Money has never been a concern for me for the most part. Like I've never really had to worry about it until I started making my own. But as far as like worrying about where I was going to get the money, I never had to worry about that. I kind of have a natural gift of singing. I'm not going to say that I'm like this amazing singer, but a lot of you guys have told me that I have a good voice, which I'm super thankful for, because it's been a very big creative outlet my entire life. Still to this day, if I'm ever having a bad day or just like need a hug, any single one of my family members, my mom, my dad, my sister, would drive an hour to my college town to give me a hug and stop what they're doing just to make sure that I'm okay. And a lot of these have to do with my family, but it's because it's literally one of the things I'm most grateful for. As I've gotten older, I realized just how lucky I was to be born into the family that I was born into. I feel like a lot of people, and I get this a lot, would love to have my job and are like kind of jealous of it in a way. I'm not saying anybody's ever come up to me and been like, I'm so jealous of your job, like unless they were being like kind of silly. 110% aware of like how lucky I am to do social media as a job. It's literally one of the most sought after things to do, and I'm so blessed that I get to do it as my job, and also I enjoy it. There's never been a moment where I'm like, I hate this. There's so many people in the world who have jobs that they have to go to every single day for the sake of providing and for the sake of worrying about money that they hate, and I'm so thankful that my job is pretty much a passion project. My family takes at least 1 to 2 big vacations every single year, like for as long as I can remember. I don't really remember a time where we didn't go on vacation. Usually it's always the beach in the summertime, and that trip is coming up in May. Ever since my dad's mom died, we literally go on like so many trips, it's unreal. I'm so thankful that my parents allow us to travel. Kind of a more random one, but I have almost a photographic memory when it comes to recalling events or like what happened, who was there, what they were wearing, things like that. I have almost a photographic memory. That is why it is so hard to lie to me or like sweep things under the rug, because I genuinely remember every single detail, especially if the person or situation matters to me. Just like little random things about people that like would slip under the rug for most people and they would forget, I always remember. And I don't know if memory is something you can work on or if it's kind of just something you're born with. For the most part, if I want to go to a concert, I can buy the tickets right then and there off of a resale site and go and find someone to go with me every single time. Obviously, thanks to you guys and my job, that's the way that I'm able to afford it, but I'm also super lucky that I have friends who enjoy concerts. I have not had one single concert that I've gone to that I couldn't find someone to go with me. My parents have always supported every single thing that I've ever wanted to try, would spend any amount of money to let me try it, and if I didn't like it, would let me quit. My parents allowed me to do travel sports growing up as well, which is kind of a part of that. I did eventually end up quitting, but like they paid for it, funded it, and were always supportive and at every single game. I get PR from some of my favorite and some of y'all's favorite makeup brands every single day. Another family related but random one is if my parents did something that I didn't like or we had a disagreement, we could usually talk about it. It was very rarely what I say goes. It almost always was never, you're the child, I'm the parent, and that's why I said said, like we were always able to have a discussion and I was able to critique their behavior and vice versa. We're always trying to learn and do better, and that taught me to be the same way. The last one I'm gonna say is my makeup collection. So many people tell me all the time how much they wish they had my makeup collection, and I'm obsessed with it too. I am aware that I'm at risk for sounding like a spoiled brat, but that is not why I made this video. I made this video to acknowledge all of the wonderful things that I have to be thankful for. And of course, I'm going to acknowledge without the Lord and without my family, none of this would have been possible. So I'm so thankful for them, and I'm so grateful that I have grown up with what I have had. The older I get, the more it sinks in how blessed I've always been, and I'm so thankful for it. If you want to see a video of all of the things that you would not be jealous of me for, let me know and I can do that. I love you all so much. That's all I've got for this video. Bye.